The attorneys general of Missouri and Louisiana are suing the administration. They claim the White House colluded with big tech to censor speech on a number of issues, including COVID and, of course, Hunter Biden. The Attorney General of Missouri, Eric Schmitt, joins me now. Your Honor, on what grounds are you suing?
Well, listen, the government can't violate the First Amendment by suppressing speech, and the government can't outsource that also to the big tech partners. And that's what we're alleging in this lawsuit. And we're taking on two of the biggest, most corrupt institutions that are out there, big government and big tech. And the way they do it a couple of different ways. First, they hold over these special protections that big tech has, principally Section 230, which makes them immune from typical liability because they're not considered a publisher. So they hold that over, the left does, unless they censor more. The second way they do it is the direct collusion that we see now. I mean, Jen Psaki in press conferences has told us, with her own words, that they're working directly with Facebook to flag quote-unquote disinformation. This has played itself out on a number of different fronts, whether it was the laptop from hell, election integrity issues, certainly during COVID, with the origins of COVID, and then with the efficacy of masks. So those are just a few examples. But in this lawsuit, we're essentially alleging that they're violating the First Amendment, and they're doing it with their big tech partners, and it needs to stop.
So it's not so much a question of you winning the lawsuit. It's a question of filing the lawsuit, following it through, and exposing what you claim the administration and big tech is doing. This is an exposure kind of thing, isn't it?
Well, we're intent on winning, too.
Sure.
We haven't filed the case. But to your point, they're terrified of the discovery that would happen here, right? So we move forward with this. We get to ask, we get to take depositions, we get to ask for emails, we get to ask for documents related to how are you colluding with these big tech partners. And we already know, for example, Dr. Fauci working with Facebook on what he considered to be disinformation. By the way, yesterday's disinformation often becomes the facts, right? And we know this, but right now what we see from the left is an all-out effort to label everything they don't agree with or that is a threat to them as misinformation or disinformation has to stop. But this lawsuit's unique. It's a landmark lawsuit in the sense that we're alleging that they're outsourcing this, illegal censorship. They're not able to do this, but they're doing it by another means. And that's, again, why we filed the lawsuit.
I'm dying to see the discovery process, and that's a fact. Mr. Attorney General Eric Schmitt, Missouri, thanks very much for joining us, sir. We'll hope to see you again soon. Yes, sir.
Good to be with you again.